Ladies and gentlemen, what do I even say? What do I even say? Have a look. Have a look what's highlighted on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to yet another edition of Chelsea latest news and more injuries. More injuries, ladies and gentlemen. Axel Disasi and Enzo Fernandez undergoing medical assessment. When did these guys even get injured? We haven't played for good 4 or 5 days since the last match against Sheffield United. What's going on? I've tried to find some information as to what the injuries are. I could not even find it. No one even knows. Let me know in the comment section. Some people are saying Enzo Fernandez was already playing with some level of injury. If you guys remember, like a few months ago, Enzo Fernandez had a pubalgia injury or something like that. Something to do with stress level injury, or I can't remember exactly, but Enzo Fernandez went through a particular injury phase where he missed out on a few matches and then he came back, or hernia. I think it was a hernia injury. But since then, he's been playing quite regularly. So what is this new injury all about? And what's the injury with Axel Disasi? As I said, I could not find anything on social media. No journalist out there is reporting it. I don't think Pochettino has actually clearly mentioned it. But yet another scenario, ladies and gentlemen, two more players into the long list of injuries, as you can see here. Ben Chilwell in partial team training. Axel Disasi, Enzo Fernandez, as we've mentioned. Robert Sanchez, absent due to illness. Raheem Sterling is another one, absent due to illness. What type of illness is this? Flu? COVID? Who knows? Levi Colwill continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. He's another one who's now been gone for a little while. Wesley Fofana and Reece James and all of these brothers, we already know they've been put away. Christopher Nkunku, Lesley Ugochukwu, Romeo Lavia, all of those brothers, they're probably not going to see the daylight of this particular season anymore. And look, it doesn't really matter. The season's finished. Don't even need them to come back. But Axel Disasi and Enzo Fernandez further depletes our squad. What are we going to do against Everton? Look, potentially maybe instead of Axel Disasi, you're probably going to have on the right side, Malo Gusto should be back. So that's one good thing. And you're probably going to play with Chalobah and maybe Thiago Silva or Benoit Badiashile. Who knows? Instead of Enzo Fernandez, what are you going to do? Cassidy maybe in midfield. Or perhaps just go with the two-man midfield of Conor Gallagher and Caicedo and just, play with Kani Chukwuemeka in the number 10. Please don't play with Cole Palmer in the number 10 anymore. It's not that Cole Palmer can't play that. I think he's better off on the right side. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about further two more injuries. I'm lost for words. Who do we blame here? Have they played too many matches? We only play one a week. I know in recent times we played a few games back to back, but overall it's just one a week. We're not in Europe. Are these players not looking after themselves? Is it the medical staff that's just not doing the right thing by them? We're in the darkness. We don't even know what the injury is for Disasi and Fernandez, but there you go. Both of these players potentially out against Everton. And look, Everton, ladies and gentlemen, is not going to be an easy game. They're far more organized than your Mickey Mouse teams like Sheffield United and Burnley, who we've dropped points against. So, yeah. Now, let's go through some latest quotes from Mauricio Pochettino in the press conference, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, some of these things might absolutely annoy you. Some of them, whatever, I suppose. I don't feel connected with Mauricio Pochettino, especially in press conferences. The guy talks a lot of nonsense. Check this out. Full quote of Mauricio Pochettino being asked if he would park the bus. So I think initially he said, Mauricio Pochettino adds, Chelsea won't park the bus. I think this was off the back of the question, not really question, statement that Chelsea can't keep a clean sheet. And I think off the back of that, Mauricio Pochettino said, well, we won't park the bus. You don't need to park the bus to keep a clean sheet, Quality teams like Arsenal don't park the bus to keep a clean sheet. You need to have a good defensive structure. You need to know exactly how you want to counter when oppositions throw in crosses when opposition want to play long. You need to have a setup. You need to have an ideology, which our manager has said he don't care about ideology. He lets the players do what they want to do, and he ensures that he's always backing them. That's it. Loves. No, I don't want to be I don't want to be philosophical about that. You translate to the players the philosophy and who you are. It is impossible for us to go and park the bus. No, I don't want to be philosophical about that. In essence, he's trying to say, I don't want to be tactical about it. Brother, how do you expect these players to just go out there and handle themselves and organize a defensive structure by themselves? They're players. They're looking for instructions. They're pieces of a chess game. Imagine playing chess and just telling the pieces, go, do your thing. I'm just here to back you. You do your thing. The chess pieces aren't going to move. They're going to get beaten. We're coming up against teams, well, not even top calibrated teams, just mid-table or lower table teams, and we can't even handle their tactics. It's mad, man. You translate to the players the philosophy and who you are. It's impossible for us to go and ladies and gentlemen, craziness. Mauricio Pochettino, in the last 7 to 8 games, we didn't lose in the Premier League. The most important is to win games. Of course, priority is to keep clean sheets, but we want to win games. If we're trying to only keep clean sheets, maybe we play with 10 defensive players. Like the utter nonsense that you can see. So it's either win games and concede goals, or let's keep a clean sheet and we won't score goals. Why is it so bipolar? Why is it one or the other? You can have a total game, you know. He keeps talking about balance. This isn't balanced conversation. He talks about why he used Conor Gallagher in left wing, which I'll come to very, very soon, because of the balance of the team. Well, what you're saying is quite the opposite. It's proper imbalance. If we're looking to be attacking, then we can't defend. That's what he's saying. Quality teams out there know exactly how to attack and defend. This is embarrassing from a supposed top club like Chelsea Football Club to have a manager who's trying to sell a particular information that you can't do both. Mauricio Pochettino and being stronger against top sides. We face teams like Manchester City, Man United, Tottenham, and Liverpool in the League Cup final, and we always showed good quality. The problem for us is consistency. For us, it's a lack of maturity. That'll come with time. Yeah, look, this I agree with. I guess maybe the players just simply cannot seem to get up for the mid-table matches, even though we are a mid-table team. I don't know why. I don't know why these players, they would think that, oh, they're far superior. We should be humble. But once again, I say this attitude comes from the manager. The manager needs to instill this mindset to the players that everyone is just as important. It's 3 points for Sheffield United and it's 3 points for beating Manchester City, for argument's sake. You don't get more points for beating Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal. It's still the same 3 points, just as you get for beating Burnley or Sheffield United. Comes from the manager. The manager must put more emphasis on the bigger games and probably just tells the players, come on, you know you're better than the lower teams, go out there and do your thing. The manager probably sets that example. Because you have time to build up to a game. You need to have the right mindset. Why do these players always seem to get up for the bigger games and not the smaller games? Let me know in the comment section. Mauricio Pochettino says it's hard to find space in the team for Noni Madueke because they signed Cole Palmer in the same position. They need to adapt and find the right dynamic to the player to play together. The balance of the team is important to being consistent. Look, do you know what? This I agree with. I think the balance of the team kind of gets skewed up a little bit when you got Madueke on the right and Cole Palmer through the middle. I think Cole Palmer on the right is far more devastating. He's got the ability to come into the half spaces. He's got the ability to dictate play a little bit more, as opposed to being in central positions and sometimes having his back against the defenders. Madueke, look, I don't mind him coming off the bench. Maybe this is something that Madueke needs to work on, and not Cole Palmer. Why should Cole Palmer, our best player, needs to compromise his game to accommodate Madueke? Maybe Madueke needs to adapt to a different style of football. With Malo Gusto as well on that right side, it really does not help when you have Madueke hugging the touchline. You really like the combination of Malo Gusto and Cole Palmer, because Cole Palmer has the ability to drift from right to central areas, which allows for Malo Gusto, whereas Noni Madueke likes to hug the touchline, which forces Malo Gusto to come internal, and that's probably not getting the best out of Malo Gusto as well. So we, as a fan base, and also, Pochettino as a coach, he's right. He's talking about the balance in this side. Pochettino, sometimes, he talks common sense, and sometimes no, he's talking rubbish. But, what do you do with Madueke? It's a different option to have off the bench, no problems. But is he going to be happy with that role? Whereas Pochettino says it would be fair for the club to look at injuries in the summer so he can have a fitter squad. He adds that it is not fair to judge the players because there's not much increased competition due to players being out. Look, what were you guys doing in the preseason then? I thought Maurizio Pochettino coming to Chelsea Football Club was all about players getting fitter. Now we're saying, the player's not fit enough, getting injured. Now we're looking forward to the new preseason to get them even fitter. Can they actually get fit? Can their body handle it? Should it be a more customized training session for each player, depending on their body structure? I don't know. Should the medical staff be blamed? Are they looking after the players properly? Are the players warming up, warming down, eating correctly, doing a whole heap of the other exercises in terms of Pilates and stretches and whatnot? Are they doing everything properly? How's their lifestyle outside of football? There's a lot. And then this needs to be addressed and studied, because we don't want to have a similar situation next season as well, where the same players are injured again. Especially the key players. You need the key players to be available as much as possible. Mauricio Pochettino on transfers. It's another thing to discuss in the next few weeks. I need to agree with the sporting directors and owners. Now, a lot of people getting upset here. He's saying, I need to agree. I think the way he's saying, and we all know, Mauricio Pochettino, English is his second language. Obviously, some things could come out misconstrued. I think what he's trying to say is that I need to agree is he'll have his say, and the sporting directors and owners will have their say, and they need to come to a compromise, of course. I hope it is a compromise. I hope it is a collaboration, and it's not just Mauricio Pochettino getting pushed over. If by saying I need to agree, if he's saying that, he just needs to categorically agree with them, then we're in trouble. If we're keeping Mauricio Pochettino, it looks like we probably might be keeping Mauricio Pochettino for next season. Poch needs these players. And whether that means some of our better players or some of the players that we think are good for us probably needs to leave then. It don't make sense by keeping Pochettino and keeping players that don't fit him. You want to keep Pochettino, you want to persist with Pochettino and the way he wants to play, you need to bring his players. No point in having a mismatch, and it's going to be shambolic again next season. So let's see what happens in the summer window. Whereas Pochettino says we need to accept the reality of injuries and be positive about the players we have available now. Well, we are positive. You're the one with the excuses, brother. We still think there's enough quality to still get points against Burnley and Sheffield United. At a bare minimum. Another positive is having the possibility of training with the young guys from the academy. Well, yeah. If we're struggling to find a right back, search in the academy. People tell us our academy is one of the best. So go out there and search and see if you can give some people a bit of an opportunity. The one odd here and there opportunities whilst our players recuperate. Alfie Gilchrist has been given a lot of chances this season. He's got himself a new contract. Let's try and find some more youngsters from Cobham, helping us out when some of our players are injured. It's a good idea. Mauricio Pochettino, I need to be more cautious about my words after the squad. We have a young squad and I need to adapt the message. It is about improving this week, being more positive, but of course I have to accept the reality. So I don't know. I think this is probably coming off the back of recently him throwing the players under the bus post-match, pre-match, whatever interviews that he does. I think he's probably been alerted of it. He's been made cautious of it, and now he wants to make sure that he says the right thing. But I think Mauricio Pochettino is someone who is just bound to say the wrong things here and there. Bound to say the wrong things. So let's see if you guys remember recently. I think it was a journalist that said, "Yeah, Chelsea Football Club got so many youngsters. Are all the youngsters going to make it?" And I think Mauricio Pochettino said, "Well, that's a top question. Probably not." He almost alluded to the fact that probably not. And I don't know whether that's going to go down nicely with our owners and sporting directors, knowing they're bringing in so many young players. They don't want to hear that some of them won't make it. They want to know that every single one of them will make it. It's impossible for every youngster to make it when they're just playing against each other. There's only a few spots available. You can't have all of these youngsters competing against each other. Some of them are not going to make it. But maybe our owners don't want to hear that publicly. Now, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Between 1st February 2023 and 1st February 2024, so it's this season, Chelsea paid a Premier League high 75.1 million to agents. This is the highest. As you can see, Bournemouth 15 million, Arsenal 24 million, and a whopping 75 million from Chelsea, as you can see over there. This is the highest. After that, Manchester City 60 million, I think. That's the next highest. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, financial fair play, if you look at this, thanks to JP for sharing this, this is actually scary and explains why we need to sell. Many teams in the red have had penalties or will have soon. These are all the teams that have they're in the red, not just in terms of the agent fees, but for other financial fair play situations. All the teams that are in the most of the teams in the red, as you can see there, Leicester, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Everton, a lot of them are getting punished. Everton's getting punished. I think Leeds are on the verge. Leicester's on the verge of getting punished. Nottingham Forest already got punished. I think Newcastle might be investigated as well. And we are definitely going to get investigated. 71.5 million in the red. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to sell. Massively, we're going to have to sell before the 30th June to balance the books. Or else, next season, points deduction, undoubtedly, and you're going to have another abysmal season. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything you spoke about, especially the injury issues with Enzo Fernandez and Axel Disasi. Raheem Sterling is out as well through illness. God knows who's going to be available for that Everton game, which is not going to be easy. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. We'll be back for a live stream tomorrow. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya. Catch you guys soon.